Good morning. I finally got the first decent 6 hours sleep that I've gotten in 3 days or 2 days. I slept at home. However, I still have no power, and I had my CPAP working last night. I want to say it's not the ghettoest thing I've ever done, but it's really close. So I have a car charger or a car adapter for my CPAP. Runs, obviously off car power. So last night I decided to do MacGyver. There's my car battery. I took some long cable that I had, wired up a positive and negative, and then hot wired the cigarette lighter adapter with that positive and negative, and my CPAP machine worked all night. And that doesn't draw enough power. Hopefully I can put my battery back in my car today and my car still starts. But I gotta take carbon out, and I gotta start coffee. I'm dying. Alright, it's coffee time again. Well, at least time to start the thing here. So I just took the charcoal that was left in there from last night, still went all the vert, and used on my bricks and made it into a little square to have a hot zone. And I just stuffed some paper towels that I had laying around in there for kindling. So let's see. So maybe I don't have to douse it with lighter fluid, but I don't think they're going to catch fire enough. Now I don't care anymore. Lighter fluid it is. The water's not boiling yet, but I just tested with my finger and it is very hot, so it's probably hot enough that I can actually make coffee with it. Got a special treat today. Again, we're going to use the French press, but I got Cafe David. This is direct from Mexico. I picked it up on a cruise a few months ago. This was in Cozumel, I think. At one of the stores at the port. I saw it with my name on it, and I was like, I gotta get that. So this will be the first time I've tasted it. Hopefully it's decent. That should be enough coffee for my 1 cup. I mean, I got plenty of this stuff, so put a little more. Why not? Good strong coffee. This sprained wrist of mine is really not comfortable trying to do this either. I'm just going to stir that up a little bit. Put this guy in. Press it down just a tad below the water.
And then we'll let it sit for, I don't know, 5 minutes, whatever. I think yesterday's I actually let it go for like 10 minutes because I wasn't paying attention. But it's alright. Coffee was delicious. Alright, timer went off. So here we go. Got a John Deere cup today. Got when I was in Texas. Alright. David. It's very hot. Very, very hot. Oh yeah. That's good. That's good espresso. Oh yeah. Obviously I like my coffee a little sweeter. So I brought out the Canadian maple syrup. This is maple syrup sent to me by a buddy of mine in Canada. Has a YouTube channel called Modern Self-Reliance. It's linked in my profile. I'll link it down below. But this is his maple syrup that he makes fresh from his property, and it's probably the best maple syrup I've ever had in my life. I normally use a sugar-free coffee cream, but I need a little bit of something. It's funny when he's making the maple syrup on his videos, they do this little thing where they'll use a little bit of the actual liquid sap, which is basically the consistency of water when it first starts, and they'll make coffee with that sap water basically, and he said that's probably one of the best coffees he's ever made. So if we had maple trees here in Florida, I would be tapping them to try it myself. Oh man, that's delicious. Maple syrup, sweetened coffee. Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there. I think I'm the only one in my apartment complex that's not severely distraught about not having power. Seeing as how much I love camping, to me it's just like I'm camping here at the apartment. Oh, alright, well, got the battery back in the car, and luckily the car started up. So 6 hours with the CPAP machine didn't really affect the battery in any way, so that's good. I'm getting ready to head off. First I'm gonna go to Walgreens and get something for my wrist, and then I gotta go check out another Coke facility, and then find somewhere with power and internet to work, because there's still no repair crews here to even attempt to start getting power back up. A tree service, or I don't know, just a couple guys with a trailer and a chainsaw did come by and got rid of that tree, so that line is back straight without tension on it anymore. But that's just a ground or a stabilizing wire. That ain't nothing to do with us actually getting electricity back, so still lots and lots to be done. By the way, nothing makes you realize how much you use a particular hand to do stuff until you have a wrist injury that makes everything hurt. And I'm left-handed, so I realize more and more how much I used my left hand to do things now that every time I use it, it hurts. So, anyway, more to come. That was a tree here at the Walgreens. Wow. The store doesn't look like it's open. No, I don't think they have power. Nope. So, not going to that Walgreens for anything. I guess we'll try the one up off MLK. But yeah, look at that tree. That was the whole corner of that. Had a nice little tree there. Now it's completely uprooted. Alright, well, I came back home this afternoon. I worked all at my buddy's house all day today, or after. I went to one of our facilities and then I went back to his house and worked the rest of the afternoon. I just came back home, still no power. I picked up the doggy. Might not be bright enough to see her, but oh, there she is. So yeah, I picked up the dog, grabbed a change of clothes and stuff to shower with, and some booze. Now I'm headed back to my buddy's house, where I will most likely sleep tonight. There was a Tico inspector, basically, came by and reviewed the lines across the street, and then he came into the apartment complex and reviewed the lines there. I spoke to him for a second, just described what had happened, and he unfortunately could not give me any kind of ETA. So I'm still not expecting anything miraculous tonight. As I just left, there was one, I apologize for the seatbelt thingy, but there was one bucket truck that pulled up and is talking to the inspector. I assume they're just evaluating how much work is going to need done. I know, I think the main line runs over Parsons, so they'll, I guess, have to stop traffic to actually get that repaired. So they may just do it during the middle of the night, when traffic isn't as heavy. So it's all good. The outage map from Tico's website is staying pretty much up to date. So I'll periodically check that throughout the night, and maybe I'll get lucky and it'll say that I have power again. But whatever, I'm not expecting it to. If it comes on by 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, I'll probably come back home with carbon and all my stuff from my refrigerator. If it comes on at midnight tonight, I'm not gonna bother coming back home. So, looks like they got this turn lane here blocked. Not sure why. It might be to work on getting power to the light restored again, because this is just another traffic light here in Brandon that has no power. It's pretty par for the course. Through all of Brandon right now, half the power lights don't work. Or I'm sorry, half the red lights don't work. So, nice sunset. But anyway, heading back to the buddy's house. Getting near the end of my vlog here, I think. We're about through everything with the storm and whatnot. So, just waiting on the power to come back and get a little back more to normal. I did get an email from Spectrum that talked about, we can't restore your internet until your power is back on, basically. So, the line for every fast food place that's open is like around the blocks and out into the street. It is crazy. I guess unlike myself, there are lots of people that don't know how to cook on an open fire or just was not prepared for this. So she will pant the entire time we are in the car. I have to basically fight for her not to jump in the car. She loves to jump in the car, but then the whole time we're in the car, she does this panting thing. So it's hard to ever know, is she excited? Because obviously it wasn't a challenge to get her in the car, but the whole time she does this. So is she scared, excited, nervous? Who knows at this point. But, oh well. Well, we are on the way back home. Saturday morning, 11:55. Power came on during the middle of the night. I checked this morning when I woke up at 8:30 that Tico outage map showed that I have power, and then I got a text from a neighbor confirming the power was on. They said, we have power, but you don't, and it's because I actually turned every breaker off before I left the house yesterday, because I've heard horror stories about, immense power surges coming in when the power companies first kicked everything on, so I didn't want to not be home and anything of mine get hit with a surge, like my television or refrigerator and stuff like that. And since it wasn't like I was worried about anything going bad in the refrigerator, I just killed every breaker in my panel. So I'll go home and turn everything back on and confirm everything works. I still don't have internet though. The neighbor said still no internet, which I get. But I got hotspots. I'd rather just have power. I'm not as concerned about the internet. And then the only good news about this is now that I'm not concerned about anything in my fridge getting warm, I can pull everything out, throw everything away that's left in there, and then really clean and scrub the whole refrigerator out. So it's nice and sanitized and spotless before I worry about having to load it back up again with fresh food. I think I'm mainly disappointed all my condiments would have ruined. So I gotta go rebuy all the mayonnaises and barbecue sauces and mustards and everything all again. But it's alright. Carver, are you excited to go home? She doesn't care. Well, the lights Victoria and Clay work again. So far I haven't seen any inactive power lights on the drive home, which is great, because that has been a real headache. Because there's a lot of people that should go back to driving school that don't know how to do with power lights, or I'm sorry, I keep saying power lights, with red lights when they are out. Alright, here we are. We're going to try to throw the breakers and see what happens. Hopefully I won't need this lantern again until I go camping. So, I'm not sure where to start. Look at that! Kitchen light! Oh, that one's... Oh, there's my computer. My computer stuff, my monitor's coming on. The TV I did unplug just in case, and then actually that's what happened. I started unplugging a few things, and I was like, "Screw it! I'm just going to turn off the breakers." Alexa's coming up, or at least the dot's powering up, but there's no actual internet yet. So, all right, water heater, air conditioning, which I have turned off anyway. Heat and range. That's all the breakers on. Nothing tripped. Turn the lantern off. Yeah, everything starting to cool down. Carmen, we're home! Still, no power all these times, only 73 degrees in here. Yep, everything works. Well, I think that's about it for my storm coverage. I'm going to put all this together. I don't know, this could be several different episodes because I've been filming a lot over the last 4 days. But we'll see how it goes. And the main thing I'm really disappointed about is I ended up hurting this wrist. And this is the wrist I cast cast with, so I don't know if I can go fishing at all for a little while. I may be not smart and go try tomorrow to see if I can fish, but who knows. I can always switch my pole to right-handed and try to fish the other way for a while. But anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed my storm coverage. I hope it turns out well. I hope everyone out there is safe after Hurricane Ian. And join me on the next one, guys.